Hey there, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that one of the scariest things when my husband and I started selling on eBay was figuring out shipping. It seemed very daunting. I didn't know how much to charge or what to ship things in. My hope with this video is to explain shipping and hopefully help it be a little less scary for you in your eBay business. So first up, how do I know how much to charge for shipping? When you are just starting out, I highly recommend doing calculated shipping where you enter the item weight and the dimensions of the packaging that you're going to use, and it will calculate for you how much shipping will cost. It's a very safe way to go about shipping when you're just starting out, and it will help you avoid losing money with shipping. At the end of the video, I will walk you through how to print out the shipping label, so stay tuned for that. As you gain more experience with shipping, you'll start to get a feel for how much things cost, and you may not always have to do calculated shipping or weigh everything as you're listing it. We usually use flat fee shipping at this point, but we have been doing this for a while and we have a feel now for how much things will cost. But starting out, we definitely did calculated shipping. And again, with all of this that I'm sharing, this is what has worked well for our store. But as you build your business, you will start to be able to make adjustments here and there and find out the best system for you. There's also the option in your listing to offer free shipping. We occasionally offer free shipping with small items. For example, we love to sell video games, and very frequently we will offer free shipping with that item because we know it won't cost very much. It can be a good incentive, but for everything else, we actually do charge shipping and we sell plenty of items. So I know there are different schools of thought between charging for shipping or offering free shipping, but at the end of the day, as long as you are taking into account the cost of shipping and building it into your price or charging the shipping fee, it all kind of works out to about the same. Okay, so next up, what are my shipping options? What do all of these things mean? Grand Advantage, Media Mail, Priority, Global Shipping. It can get kind of confusing. Media Mail is for shipping books, CDs, DVDs, printed music are a few examples. It is usually slower, but it is cheaper. And USPS is kind of strict with what qualifies for the media mail rates. They don't want you shipping comic books, magazines with ads in them, blank cassettes. These sorts of things are not qualified to ship for media mail. So just be mindful of that when you select media mail. Make sure that it actually qualifies for media mail. So in July of 2023, this past July, USPS rolled out Ground Advantage. Before that, there was First Class, which I'm sure that you've heard of. There's no more First Class shipping. In its place is Ground Advantage. To simplify your shipping options, you basically have the option of shipping Priority Mail or Ground Advantage. Ground Advantage might be a little bit slower. The shipping time for that is generally 2 to 5 business days, whereas Priority is 2 to 3 business days. So it's not a huge difference. Priority Mail tends to be a little bit more expensive for that reason because it does tend to be a little bit faster. One pro with Priority Mail is you can actually get free shipping supplies through USPS. We just order these in bulk online, and there are quite a few different options. For example, this is a shoe box. It is a really nice size. We ship our shoes in this, of course, but then lots of other items as well. There is a bigger box. This is their large mailing box. This is one that we use a lot. And then the other one that we use a lot is this padded flat rate priority envelope. One thing to keep in mind is that it can take a little bit of time to get these supplies to you once you order them. So just make sure you keep an eye on your supplies. And when you start to get low, reorder so you're not stuck in a bind without shipping supplies. Also, with Priority Mail, you cannot use the priority shipping supplies to ship Ground Advantage or anything else. It is strictly for Priority Mail. So if you're using Priority Mail shipping materials, make sure you are shipping Priority. Typically speaking, anything that's under a pound, we generally always ship Ground Advantage. If it's over a pound, that's where we kind of toggle between Ground Advantage and Priority, depending on which is cheaper. Both Ground Advantage and Priority come with $100 of insurance with the option to purchase more insurance if you so choose. So that is a great perk with both of these shipping services. Now, if you have an item that is really, really large and it's going to go in a big box, or it's really heavy, or a combo of both, then you are going to want to ship with FedEx or UPS because it will be a lot more cost effective. For example, we just sold a meat tenderizer that weighed 80 pounds, so it's really heavy. It was in a giant box, and we ended up paying $111 to ship that through UPS, and that included insurance of up to $1,000 plus buyer signature upon arrival. If we had shipped through USPS, it would have cost closer to $300 for that item. So just remember, when it's a large item or very heavy item, then you are definitely going to want to go through UPS or FedEx rather than USPS. I also wanted to touch a little bit on global shipping. You'll see that option when you're doing your listing. We always allow for global shipping. It's really not any extra work or cost to us, and it expands your buyer pool to a worldwide audience instead of just, within the US, for example. So with global shipping, you ship your item to an eBay fulfillment center, and from there, eBay takes care of it. So if the item gets damaged while it's getting shipped overseas, eBay will take care of all of that, and it's not something you have to worry about, which is great. So global shipping is an awesome option, and eBay makes it really easy for us as sellers to use that option. Where do I get shipping supplies, and what do I need? This is another common question. I know I had this question a lot starting out. As I mentioned earlier, if you're shipping priority mail, then you can get the items for free. And these three that I showed you, the shoe box, the large box, and then this padded flat rate, are the ones we use most often. But if you go to the website and look through all of the options, you might find specific ones that work well for you. For Ground Advantage, the items that we use most frequently are just these poly mailers. These are really inexpensive when you buy them in bulk. I think these come out to like 10 cents a piece. And then we use these padded mailers. We got these for free from a friend, and we have so many of them. So we use these for things like video games. Depending on the items you sell, you'll most likely need some bigger boxes as well. The good news is those are easy to find for free as well. We always save our Amazon boxes. We ask neighbors for their boxes if they're recycling them. We look on local Facebook Marketplace. A lot of times people that have just moved have tons of boxes that they're trying to get rid of. Sometimes grocery stores will give you extra boxes if you ask them. So there are lots of options to get free boxes. Occasionally, we will buy a box or two from Home Depot if we need a really large specific box, but that can add up. So we try to get free boxes if we can, and then as a last resort, we'll go to Home Depot and buy a couple of boxes if we need them. One thing to keep in mind is you are charged according to the size of the box. So you don't want to ship a small item in a really large box, or you're going to get charged a lot more. You can actually start with a larger box and size it down to fit your specific item. And I want to do a separate video showing you how to do that, so stay tuned for that in the near future. A few other shipping supplies that are must-haves in our office is a shipping scale, of course. This is just a small shipping scale, and it's worked really well for us. Tape gun, not necessary, but definitely makes life easier, especially if you're packaging up a lot of items. Now, if you have an eBay store, you will receive a quarterly coupon to buy shipping supplies, eBay branded shipping supplies. We buy our tape from there. I know there are different preferences whether to use eBay branded items or not, but since we have the credit, we just use the money so it doesn't go to waste. I did make a video showing you how to locate that coupon if you have an eBay store and don't know where to find it. And then we buy bubble wrap and shipping paper in bulk. It's a lot more economical buying it online in bulk than at big box stores generally. And I will make sure to link below the shipping supplies that we really like if you want any recommendations. When we were just starting out, we would just print off our shipping label from our computer, and it worked fine. As we started to ramp up our business and sell more items, we did invest in a label printer, and that has been really nice to have. I'll link the one below that we like. There are lots of options out there, but it's definitely not necessary when you are just getting started. You just want to make sure to print out the shipping label at home so you get the bulk eBay discount. If you take the box into the post office and then have them print off the label for you, you're going to pay more. You'll be paying the standard USPS postal rate versus through eBay, there is a discount. So it's definitely worth printing those off at home. Okay, now let me turn the camera around and I am going to walk you through how we print off our shipping labels. From your eBay home screen, you're going to go over to the top right-hand corner under My eBay, and you are going to click on Selling. Okay, this will take you to the Seller Hub. You can see that there are 4 items awaiting shipment. So under Tasks, where it says Print Labels and Ship, you're going to want to click on that. And this will take you to all the items that need labels printed. You can see here the 4 items that I need to ship out. Normally I would click right here where it says Actions and it would select all of the items. But for the purpose of today's video, I am going to show you how to print just this one item, these Carhartt women's pants. So click on the item, go to Shipping, Purchase Shipping Label. This next page, you're going to enter the item weight and the package dimensions. So just a quick rule of thumb, anything under a pound, you round up to the nearest ounce, and anything over a pound, you round up to the nearest pound. These pants are just over a pound, so I'm going to round up to 2 pounds, and then I'm shipping them in a poly mailer that is 12 inches by 10 inches by about 3 inches with the pants in them. So then you can see how it adjusts the price. So here you can see the difference in price between Priority Mail and Ground Advantage. Now with this specific item, we are actually shipping it Priority Mail, even though Ground Advantage would be cheaper. This happened to be an older item that we had listed under Priority Mail because at the time Ground Advantage wasn't a thing. So since the buyer already paid for Priority Mail, we are just going to go with that, and it really isn't that much more expensive in this instance. If you are shipping a larger item, like I talked about previously in the video, you can go to FedEx here. We usually ship FedEx home delivery if we are shipping with FedEx. And if we are choosing UPS, we usually ship with UPS Ground. Now you can see with these smaller items, the price is very similar across the 3 FedEx, UPS, and USPS, but you will really start to notice the difference when you are shipping larger items like we talked about previously. After you have selected the shipping method that you're going to use, click on Purchase Shipping Label. Now you can see the label being created here, and then you choose the destination where you want it printed. We are printing it to our label printer, but like I mentioned, if you're just starting out, you can use your computer. So you would just go to the drop down under Destination and select your specific computer, and you can print on just regular paper size. Then you press Print and it will print out. You stick it on your box and mail it off, and you are done. It is as simple as that. Hopefully this video helped make shipping a little less daunting for you. I promise it's not as scary as it seems at first, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So just have patience with yourself. You will make mistakes. We definitely made a lot of mistakes starting out, and we still make mistakes sometimes. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.